So the book that I want to share today is a little bit different than books that I've done in the past because it is an information book or it teaches us how to do something. So lots of the kids in the class lately have been wanting to draw and doing some spectacular drawing. So I checked out some of these books from the library, and this one has different potential fairy tale characters. And since I read a mermaid story the other day, I thought I might use the information in this book to draw my very own mermaid. And see, on this side it has the pictures of how to do it, and on this side is how they did it and colored it and everything. So I'm going to see if I can follow these steps and make a mermaid, and it shows me which shapes I have to be able to make. I have to be able to make an oval, and this is sort of half of an oval and little horn sort of shape, and ellipse, a pointed ellipse, and swirls and scales, so swoops, 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 and some curved lines there. All right, so I'm going to start, and I'm going to look at their step one. So it looks like here they started with the mermaid's head. They did a little neck, and then they did a body with a line. So I'm just going to focus on the head part first. So I'm going to come over to my paper, and I'm going to draw sort of an oval. Mine's not exactly like theirs, but that's okay. Let's see, the next thing they had was this sort of body shape, which looks like a hill with a line at the bottom. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to come over. I'm going to do a hill. Oh, I don't really like that way that looks. I'm going to redo that. Theirs had a little gap for a neck, so I'm going to come through here and do a hill with a light line underneath. And fix the head where I accidentally erased it. And then the next step was to move the cat out of the way and make two little lines for the neck. And Silver wants attention here because of course I have the camera on, so there's Silver going, "Why aren't you working with me?" All right, in the next picture, the things that are added are this swirly necklace, which I'm going to wait on the swirly necklace till a little bit later. But her tail, I think, is what I'm going to make next. And it looks to me almost like two backwards J's. So there's kind of a backwards J, and there's kind of a backwards J. Or maybe even the bottom part of a circle. Big bottom part of the circle, little bottom part of a circle. So I'm going to come over to my paper. And I'm going to do a big, oh, there's the cat again messing me up. She wants me to pet her. Let's try that again. Big bottom part of the circle. And then a little bottom part of a circle. And they touch there at the end. Let's see. The next step is this tail. Look at this. From where they touch, it comes up and they almost look like flower petals to me. So I'm going to do two of those, and they kind of look like flower petals. So kind of a flower petal shape there. And, whoops. And it's okay to make mistakes. We can always do things a second time. And a flower shape, petal shape there. I'm kind of running out of room on my paper there. Let's see. So here they've got dotted lines at the top of the neck and across her belly. So it looks like they want us to erase those. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do that. I'm going to erase there. And I'm going to erase there. And then I'm going to add this necklace. Now this necklace is just a bunch of little swirlies. So swirly, then a swirly, then a swirly. So I'm going to come over here, and they start on top of her shoulder, and they do a swirly, and a swirly, and a swirly. And I'm going to come on around here, and I am just going to make these little swirls until I come around to her neck. Let's see. It looks like I've added everything from this picture here. So we're going to come down to the third picture. Uh-oh. This part's where it's going to be a little bit tricky for Miss Carrie because I have a hard time with hands usually. So let's see what I can do here. First, I'm going to do this arm that goes up, and it looks like it's two parallel curves that come up, then almost a flower petal shape for her hand and thumb. So I'm going to come over to my drawing, and I'm going to go up and up, and then there's a big flower petal shape on this side and a little flower petal shape for her thumb over there. Oh, that's not too shabby for an arm for me. Okay, and then her other arm is coming down next to her tail into that bottom circle area. So I'm going to do two little lines down for either side of her arm, and then flower petal shape, flower petal shape. Let me see what I can do over here. Line down, following the directions. That's maybe not the best shape there. And then flower petal shape and a little flower petal shape for a thumb. All right. So the only other step, if I come over here, is her hair. Now this looks like they did a long swoop with a curl, and they just kept doing long swoops with a curl until they came around her head, and that makes the hair, her curly hair, look like it's floating in the water. And it actually says the mermaid's hair is full of curls. All around her, water swirls. So let's work on that curly hair. Let's see. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to do a swirl and a curl, 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 curl. And then I'm going to come over on her head a little bit, and I'm going to swirl, and the next curl touches and keeps curling. Let's see. And then I'm going to come kind of out this way and swirling curl, and then down like this and swirling curl, and then maybe one more where I kind of follow this way, make a touch and swirl and curl. Okay, so that's theirs. We've done all the steps in that picture, so now we're going to come over here, and they add details. So there's lots of little details on this. I'm going to start with the details on her face, and my face may not look just like her face, but I notice she has two eyes, a nose, a mouth, and eyebrows, and most of them are teeny tiny little curved eyes, lines. So I'm going to start with the eyes first. Look at that. It's a curve down and a curve up with then two little curves in the middle. Let's see if I can do that over here. So I'm going to come over, and I'm going to curve up. I'm going to curve down. Do the other one about the same size. Curve up, curve down. And then to put the center of the eye in, the iris, the colored part, they have teeny tiny little curves like this. Now, what I know about an eye and what you know about an eye is that the center of the eye, the iris, is usually dark. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those in her. There, she's looking right at me. Now, that wasn't a detail they had, but I'm going to add that detail. Let's see. And then they had eyebrows above the eyes and a little curve under for the nose there. So I'm going to come over here, and she definitely needs eyebrows to make her look right. Little curves above her eyes. They had a little curved nose. And then her mouth, again, is a curve and almost a V. So it's a little curve. And then a little, almost a V. Little mermaid that's next to you. Let's see. Looks like the only other detail I need is to actually put in all of her little scales. And that's just a swoop, swoop, swoop. It's a lot of U's next to each other. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to practice making my U's. I'm going to make a U, U, U. And then the next one is like half of a U. And then U, U. And I'm just going to keep making those. Sometimes making fun noises helps when I'm making pictures. Let's see. I need to kind of turn my paper to make this work out the way I want it to. And turn it again. And again, there's no wrong way to do this. I'm just filling in with some little U's. Alrighty. So there is my mermaid so far. This is hers. Oh, I forgot the pearl in her hand, and then I think that's everything. The pearl is just a little circle. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to make the pearl just like they did. Now, I've made my mermaid. I'm not going to color it here on film, but I am going to color it, and I'll make that my thumbnail on the video. I hope everybody has enjoyed me using this drawing book to create my very own mermaid.